Sarwanduru na kaloko na Radio Fiji 1 and Domi Viti na Bungani Binano. Nisambula Binaka, Nangonoboro Taki Rongo Seri Nangona Nindreko Malolo. Nisambula Binaka, Oyo Meli Kilani. Ningina Magatumana Nongo Bengarawi, Maina Moniti Kina Warombuka, and a Rua Kina Vanakaloko, Nangona ni Rongo Manivesana. Wakina Wono Nangona ni Rongo Seri, and a Radio Fiji 1 and Domi Viti na Bungani Binano.
In this bulletin, High Court jails Kenny the Queen Rakethi and Kalivati Mbakani for abuse of office. SODELPA member Mick Beddoes defends Laisini Ngarase's comments. And police ready to provide security on election day. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Former Native Land Trust Board General Manager Kalivati Mbakani has been sentenced to 4 years imprisonment, while former NLTB Chairman Kenny the Queen Rakethi has been sentenced to 6 years imprisonment by the Suva High Court. They are guilty of abuse of office. Chanel Sivan was in court today.
Emotions ran high outside the Suva High Court this afternoon as family members watched Kalivati Mbakani and Kenny the Queen Rakethi being escorted away to serve their sentence. The Queen Rakethi is convicted of 5 counts of abuse of office for purpose of gain. He had used government grants to finance an IT company called Pacific Connex Limited through Vanua Development Corporation Limited, a limited liability company of the then Native Land Trust Board. The Queen Rakethi was found guilty by the Suva High Court last Wednesday. Co-accused Mbakani pleaded guilty in June and was convicted of 5 counts of abuse of office. He admitted to using extinct Matangali funds and government grants to finance Ballu Khan's IT company through VDCL. While sentencing, Justice Janaka Bandara said both did not acknowledge the traditions and culture of the indigenous Fijians and used the extinct Matangali funds for personal gain. Both the counsels requested a non-custodial sentence, but this was refused by the judge, saying their attitude did not justify a non-custodial sentence. In his closing remarks, Justice Bandara also said the worst part of the offence was that the duo were conscious of their actions while carrying out the arbitrary act. Mbakani will be eligible for parole after 3 years, the Queen Rakethi after 5 years. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
The Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption is investigating Social Democratic Liberal Party member Laisini Ngarase. It relates to comments made by Ngarase at a SODELPA meeting in the Vuilevu Nausori, where he allegedly said that the numbers 135 used in ballot papers is taken out of the Quran. FICAC says it can neither confirm nor deny any details to any investigation. However, Fiji Broadcasting Corporation Chief Executive Riaz Said Qayyum says investigators served the company with a search warrant earlier this week, and FBC provided a copy of Ngarase's comments. Meanwhile, former opposition leader and SODELPA member Mick Beddoes is in support of Laisini Ngarase's comments. Beddoes claims Ngarase's statements are not an attack on Islam and have been misconstrued by the media. Christopher Chand reports.
Mick Beddoes joins his party leader Rote Mumu Kepa in backing Laisini Ngarase's outbursts that God has given this land to the Itoke.
I do not see anything wrong with that interpretation. And I am a 5th generation Fiji citizen, and I have no worries, no problems with that. And as again, we're highlighting something that really is a personal opinion by an individual trying to explain the differential between indigenous rights and citizen rights.
Beddoes goes on to say while Ngarase made reference to the Quran, he did not in any way condemn or malign Islam.
How is it racist? To quote, hang on, how is it racist to make a reference to the Quran? I have not seen anywhere that Mr. Ngarase criticized the Quran, ridiculed the Quran, or said anything derogatory about the Quran. He was simply trying to ask and understand why start at 135.
Beddoes is one of the very few non-Itoke members within SODELPA. He says people are having a go at Ngarase and the party without understanding the context under which the statement was made. Political parties have condemned the remarks as being racist and uncalled for.
Mr. Ngarase is referring to the verse in the Quran and the fact that it was about justice. And how odd that they should have justice as that number. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with the number. We're trying to understand why the number. There is a difference.
However, this is at odds with what party leader Ro Temumu Kepa said after hearing of Ngarase's utterances. She has distanced herself from the statement. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
National Federation Party leader Biman Prasad has today joined People's Democratic Party's Felix Anthony and Labour Party's Mahendra Chaudhry in condemning comments made by the Social Democratic Liberal Party leader Rotemumu Kepa and Laisinian Ngarase about the Ithauke being more equal than others in Fiji. Prasad says his party stands for equality and disregards such statements which divides the nation.
Of course, we totally disagree on anything that goes against the idea of equal citizenry. Fiji is a country for all its people. And the concept of equal citizenry is very, very important. The NFP, throughout its history, has always advocated the idea of equal citizenry.
In the 2013 constitution, every Fiji citizen is called a Fijian, but the SODELPA refuses to accept this. SODELPA says as indigenous people, the Ithauke should have special privileges, claiming they were the first to arrive in Fiji and that they should be granted special privileges because of this fact. Independent candidate Rashika Deo has submitted close to 3,000 signatures to the Fijian Elections Office in her bid to contest the September elections. Deo needed 1,000 endorsements to be eligible as a candidate. Savara Tamboa has more details.
Be the change, Ross!
Rashika Deo and a small group of supporters were at the Elections Office this morning, submitting her nomination as an independent candidate. With 2,790 signatures, Deo says she has support from many sections of Fiji. Her motto is service to the people.
The MPs should realize that they are workers of the people. They are there by the power of the people, through the power of the people, and as such, they are working for the people. And I think that as long as people go with that kind of mind frame, that they're in parliament because of that reason, because they want to take responsibility of their people and their country, and they're working for their people, I think that they'll be able to accomplish any task that they set their mind to.
Deo says she is confident of being endorsed as a candidate and is preparing to launch her manifesto next week.
And with the manifesto, also one of the things that we've maintained, we're keeping it very flexible. We do realize that there would be certain issues and problems that would be discussed, that would not be discussed today but may emerge later. So maintaining that kind of flexibility around the manifesto is another objective that we have with the movement and with Be the Change, and how we plan to proceed and work in Parliament.
Rashika Deo is leading a Be the Change movement and has been told that the Fijian Elections Office will make a decision on her nomination by the 18th of this month. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
After the break, Indian nationals mark 68 years of independence.
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर आपका स्वागत है बच्चों की दुनिया में। हमेशा की तरह आज भी हम आपके लिए कहानियाँ और कविताएं लेकर आए हैं और बच्चों आप हमें कॉल भी कर सकते हैं। नमस्कार, मैं हूँ पल्लवी। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर मंडे टू फ्राइडे 3 से लेकर 4 बजे तक बच्चों की दुनिया में और 4 से लेकर 7 बजे तक मस्तानी शाम के सफर में शामिल रहिए मेरे साथ।
बॉलीवुड हीरो पंती रे। Get this.
हीरो 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 सपना दिखेला बंद करो।
क्या करूं यार, सबको आती नहीं, मेरी जाती नहीं।
मिर्ची मस्त मॉर्निंग, मैं हूँ अश्निल सिंह।
हाय, मैं हूँ काजल।
शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. 3,000 police officers have been confirmed for security at polling stations on Election Day in September. Another 900 will look after the daily operations around the country. Vosita Kotewasawasa finds out how the force will maintain law and order on Elections Day.
Teams from the Ready Action Unit or RAU will be on standby in the 4 divisions. 40 officers will be in each team and have been prepared to step in if any situation arises.
That is part and parcel of any police operations or any planning in an operations. We prepare for the worst case scenario. However, having said that, there is nothing that is there registered with us that there will be any civil disturbance or any other disturbance will come up.
ACP Operations Rusiate Tunravu says their presence will be visible in all critical areas, including polling stations, ready to assist the presiding officers.
Remember that we will be initially at the forefront all the time. So the initial investigation will be done by our criminal investigation department, and then it will be referred to the FACEC.
He says the force hasn't made any decisions on whether assistance from the military will also be required on September 17th.
Well, the police is on the lead role at this moment in time. Should there be any need for it, then we'll come to that as we cross the bridge.
Tundravu says they have been in close discussions with the Elections Office and they have already taken up additional duties in the lead up to Election Day.
Today, a team is on standby for the verification of nomination of candidates. During the draw or confirmation of candidates with the numbers, our police officers will be there. We will be guarding the printing outlet. We will be guarding escorts of vehicles. Should there be any need by the supervisor of election for us to facilitate, our police officers will be there.
The Fiji Police Force has been preparing for the elections since 2012, and now that it's finally here, it's confident that the officers will be able to carry out their duties effectively. Vosita Kotewasawasa, FBC News.
It's India's 68th Independence Day, and celebrations were not to be missed by the Indian High Commission in Suva. India became an independent nation on August 15th, 1947, and celebrations are held every year in India and its diplomatic missions the world over. Ritika Pratap reports.
The Indian High Commission marked the day with a flag hoisting ceremony, singing the national anthem and listening to an address from its president Pranab Mukherjee.
First he dwelt on the parliament, the role of legislature and how it can be constructive. The other things that he talked about is it was in the area of inclusiveness, especially about the poverty reduction. And I would say that the third most important thing was also the tolerance.
Vikrant Ratan says Fiji and India have had strong bilateral ties for decades, and in recent years, the Indian government has stepped up its aid in education, health, IT, trade and investment sectors.
The foreign minister of Fiji went to India and had good consultations. There were foreign office consultations, and there was an agreement which is called DTAA, which is a double taxation avoidance agreement that hopefully will help us develop further ties in investment and trade.
Indian nationals living in Fiji remembered home on this day, and their excitement was no less, even though they are thousands of miles away.
I want to wish Happy Independence Day to everyone in Fiji. I wish that Fiji and India work together and prosper.
Fiji और भारतवर्ष एक साथ मिलके
feel proud and celebrating Independence Day in Fiji. So this is my second year in Fiji. So I really feel honored to celebrate Independence Day in Fiji.
ऐसा लगता है कि ये एक छोटा
feels like a little India, and I feel like we are celebrating Independence Day in India.
Independence Day.
India observes Independence Day on the 15th August, a national holiday commemorating its independence from the United Kingdom of Great Britain in 1947. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
There's more work needed to improve Fiji's public service delivery and achieve a culture of professionalism and service excellence. A seminar in Lautoka hopes to pick the brains of civil servants who've gone overseas to learn about service delivery. Akusita Tale has the details.
Civil servants who are sent for training overseas must share their knowledge once they return home so that the entire civil service can learn and improve.
We have a duty to ensure that not only those who go for training overseas are the ones who benefit from it, because it's not only them who provide the service delivery. It's the masses of other staff who are involved in service delivery.
Public Service Permanent Secretary Paramesh Chan says seminars like this one in Lautoka is good for engaging Fijians with those who've only worked locally and haven't been exposed to greater service delivery schemes. This is the fourth of several seminars to be organized by the PSC, the first to be held in the Western Division.
Many a times there is not enough knowledge sharing by way of meetings as well as short seminars like this. We need to, when we come back from visiting places, it is important to share that with fellow public servants. So this provides a platform to do that. And we definitely will see changes happening over time.
More than 65 officers have flown out under the leadership training program. The flow-on effect has helped 109 middle and senior management staff in the civil service.
We have seen improvements in the accountabilities, in the punctuality, in the way they carry themselves, in the way they look after their subordinates, and in the way they interact with the ordinary members of the public. So we have seen that positive change.
The Commission is encouraging leaders and public service holders to take advantage of this opportunity, as it will help each one grow and help others. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Friday Night Sports now. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Thanks, Jackie, and good evening in sports. After the break, Vijay Singh through to the third round of the Fiji International and stage set for tomorrow's Coke Zero Deans finals. These stories and more coming up.
How are you doing, Fiji? Yes, indeed, fast approaching, well, the major bulletin. But before we even talk about the major bulletin, what about my little news flash?
Oh my gosh, please don't let him get started on that again.
Getting on the bus yesterday, and then he tells me, brother, move on to the other seat, because we can fit two people where you're sitting.
Hey, you can't blame the dude for being honest, okay?
There's nothing honest about what he said. Hi, I'm Phil.
And I'm Fina.
Your daybreak duo on Gold FM. From Mondays to Fridays.
From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Turn us on.
Bula FM nambandua na serane wasiningo na dibotara ni sibiti ko bekian na diwa en na tini na miniti na may pakuriti ora beng grabe na nonton nongo kanda na dapat ko ani na kaloko en ka benden de bob ni na tay wali ni may dapat ko na wani matakabo kan lib sarti ko na biser talio ni na namaka do batati may kinen na kenan daw ro di kanamaki Bula binaka may wasala bilawa do bataki ya wana batara na wani vio na kaloko moni tiki na barumbuka en ang Bula FM nambandua en sere
Welcome back to FBC Sports. Fijian golfer Vijay Singh is through to the third round of the Fiji International at the Natandolo Bay Championship course. Singh carded 74 in 3 over to be tied in 42nd place with 4 other competitors. Fellow countrymen Dinesh Chand, Sam Lee and Krishna Singh failed to make the cut. Meanwhile, there was still no change to the top order from the morning, with Australia's Jake Higginbottom enjoying a 2-shot lead ahead of compatriots Cameron Smith and Andrew Dodd. Fiji Football Association Senior Vice President Sheikh Ibrahim was laid to rest this afternoon. Ibrahim, who was 67, passed away at the CWM hospital in Suva yesterday after battling a kidney disease since 2011. Ibrahim served the Fiji FA board for more than 30 years and was appointed as a senior Fiji FA vice president in 2011.
Fiji FA, will be hard to replace Sheikh Ibrahim, who was very keen in development of football and everything in the north, and a pillar of strength for Fiji FA. Over the last 30 years, he has been with Fiji FA.
Former National Sevens rep Nasoni Rocco will captain the Naita Series side in its Skipper Cup semi-final clash against Nandi tomorrow. The Dreadlock speedster has played a pivotal role in the Highlanders' rise this season. Fly half Kolineo Bunaki will also be a key player to watch out for, with his tactical kicking as well as barnstorming runs. Meanwhile, Nandi has also named a strong squad for the match tomorrow, with former Flying Fijians rep Kelepi Ketenromo to skipper the side. Naita Siri will host Nandi at 3 p.m. tomorrow at Ratu Dakambau Park. A battle of the best begins tomorrow in the Coke Zero Deans finals at Churchill Park in Lautoka. 12 teams go head-to-head in the 6 age grade finals. There will also be 3 promotion relegation matchups in the Tier 2 competition for the under 15, 16 and 18 grades. Despite a couple of setbacks towards the back end of the season, officials have given their thumbs up to a successful year.
We can say it's good in terms of our organization, apart from there are few hiccups that we can say. But overall we say it's a good year. We have achieved what we have set out to achieve. We are hosting the finals in Lautoka.
Games kick off at 8:30 tomorrow morning with the under-14 final between QVS and Maris Brothers High School. Following a strong and successful bid to bring the Oceania Karate Championship to our shores, Karate Fiji has started preparation to host the competition next month in Suva. The association was given $10,000 today by Sun Insurance for the event, which will be held from the 11th to the 13th of September at the Vodafone Arena.
International Federation have given us more than 24,000 US dollars, and that is by contribution of World Karate Tatamis, the competition mats. So they have sent us 2. They have already arrived in the country, and they have also funded for 10 WKF referees to officiate at the event.
Meanwhile, Team Fiji mentor Sensei Tony Hales is currently out of the country and will return next week to prepare the squad. The number of students participating in the Fiji Secondary School Hockey Tournament in Suva this year has increased. Tournament organizers say this is a positive indication of the growing interest in the sport. Josephine Navula reports.
Hockey has grown over the years and there has been an improvement in the standard of performances.
Because we have the age grade system from having 400 and so students, now we have more than 800 students participating in hockey, and I think that is a great improvement for the development of secondary schools hockey.
The young players have also shown a lot of capabilities in representing their teams as well as other teams.
Most of them do play club level hockey. They need to really come down to the secondary school level.
Most of the young players are eager to develop their skills in hockey and at the same time play for the passion of the sport.
I plan to keep on playing hockey, and as I go along the field of hockey and as I meet new friends, I plan to introduce them to hockey.
Well, I took hockey because I was looking at it, was watching during training. Looks fun, so I'm just going to take hockey as a leisure activity.
The Fiji Secondary Schools Hockey Tournament will end tomorrow at the National Hockey Centre in Suva. Josephine Navula, FBC Sports.
Canada will face former champions England in the final of the Women's Rugby World Cup on Monday. England booked its place in its 6th final after an emphatic 47 victory over first-time semi-finalist Ireland. The Red Roses finally producing the all-round performance they had been craving. By contrast, Canada, the side they drew 13 all with in the Pool A decider last weekend, will be playing in their first final after ending France's dream of lifting World Cup silverware on home soil with a narrow 18-16 victory. That was your sports for tonight. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Attorney General and Telecommunications Minister Ayasaid Qayyum says the launch of 4G technology by Digicel is a momentous occasion. Speaking to guests in Suva last night, he said it signals the liberalisation of Fiji's telecommunications industry.
Digicel has played a very pivotal role in not just providing competition to the telecommunications sector in Fiji, but of course in providing that competition. It has brought about an array of services. It has brought about the uptake of technology perhaps that we would not have had at such a great speed.
Digicel Fiji launched its $70 million 4G technology investment, which will result in its customers accessing high-speed internet. Weather time with Trish.
Thanks, Jackie. Looking at today's map, Suva and Sabu Sabu had cloudy skies with scattered showers all throughout the day, and Lambasa had fine weather in the morning, but towards the afternoon there were occasional showers. Nadi, Lautoka and Ba all had fine weather. Temperatures: Suva 26, Nadi 29, Lautoka 31, Sabu Sabu 25, and Lambasa with 28. I know you're looking forward to the beginning of this year's hibiscus, which is tomorrow, and you must be wondering what the weather is like. Well, here it is. Suva and Sabu Sabu might have cloudy skies and scattered showers all day, so do bring out your umbrellas. Nadi, Lotogamba and Lambasa should have fine weather. For mariners, a strong wind warning is now in force for southwest Viti level waters, Kandavu and Vatuira passages. Picture of the day from Ba, sent in by Felix Dolatana Vanua.
Thanks so much for that, Trish. Recapping our top stories tonight. The High Court has passed prison sentences for Kenny the Quindraketi and Kalibati Mbakani for abuse of office. Sodelpa member Mick Beddoes defends Lycinian Garce's comments, and independent candidate Rashika Deo has submitted her nomination for elections. Time now for our Fijian Speak segment.
After the election, I want a better Fiji so I can have a good future and a better life.
I'd like to see a person who brings Fiji back together in one and who's in a good position to lead the country in a good way.
You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. And to receive the latest headlines on your mobile phone, text subspace FBC to 777. That's news tonight. Join Amrita Priyadashni from tomorrow with the weekend news. I'll be back on Monday. Till then, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Nimodamanda.
It's now 6 o'clock right here on Big Breakfast. Today FM, today's hit music.
Hey, I'm Pauline.
And I'm Alan. Tune in to the Breakfast Show on Today FM with Pauline and I every weekday morning.
From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Right here on Today FM, today's hit music.
Today FM, today's hit music.
Yoni borong tu mai na Radio Fiji 1 totoka tunan raki na ngona ni ko ni takini yoni nando tu mai na ngono go me da ben na ruana no binga rabi na singale ni ko ni sangula binaka oya wana kamana langi na makia na bi mataka mai na diwa ki na ruana bi singale mai na moni tikina borong buka na Radio Fiji 1 nando mai biti bonga ni bi ani